Gen. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
That was pretty dope, right? All right, let's get it going. Yo, welcome back to the Reps That Count podcast. My name is Valentz J. Nicholas, aka Snappy Patchy, and I am here with my co-host and my homie, my friend, Adam.
Yeah, it's just Adam. That's it.
just Adam. Sorry, I feel it's like kind of weird. Like I'm just like doing all this extra.
I love it.
Like,
I love it. It's
just
me.
Adam. I was trying to like throw the last name in there. Adam's like, nah, that's my government.
That's just my name, Adam. Unless maybe we'll come up with a cool nickname for me.
All right, cool. Hey, you know what? Let's if the audience wanna come up with something. Until then, it's just Adam.
Yep.
What's up, Adam? How you doing, man?
Hanging, man. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, man. It's been 2 weeks. Our schedule has been filled.
Yes.
I think you're doing like 32 things at once. I'm doing like 27.
Yep. And you know what I loved about it? We mutually agreed that we were going to table it, and there wasn't an issue or a fuss about it. And I feel like that's a healthy way of dealing with things.
Yeah, it was necessary. Like I didn't want to rush the last episode and just put something out just for the sake of putting it out. So we took a week off, and we might take more weeks off. We might move to every week kind of thing, just so we could have stuff, to allow us to.
We don't want to half-ass it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So well, it's been 2 weeks, so I know you gotta have at least one answer to this question, the most important question that we ask here on this podcast. What is something you've done in the past week or two that you're proud of?
Man, so I recently got off social media for like over a week at this point.
Okay.
And didn't send out my email, and we didn't do the podcast. All three.
You've been like free.
Yeah, and I think I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on such a streak, like we did the podcast every week for 21 weeks.
Yeah.
Email every week for 30 something weeks. So it was hard to do, but it was so needed. I just felt pretty overwhelmed with everything, and I was complaining about not being able to finish things that were priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you can complain about that until you rip everything down to the bare bones. Like, all right, how much time do I actually really have?
Yeah.
So I got a little more sleep, which was nice.
Sleep is awesome, man.
Yeah. Prioritized working out, had some really good family time. My both sisters were in town, so it was nice to give my mind a little bit of a break.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know, like, breaking a streak is very tough, but yeah, it was cool because, like you said, like I didn't feel any guilt at all. Like there's not a moment where I was like, "Damn, man, we messed up." Like it was just like, all right, like this, it is what it is, and we'll get back to where we need to, and everything will work out. So that's pretty dope.
Yep.
So.
How about you?
I think for me, because like I think the past 2-3 weeks have been very weird, because like my whole, like after moving, my whole routine just got tossed out, right? But I think starting this week, I finally feel like I have my foot back on the ground.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I know what I'm doing, and everything is just like I could see now, right?
Good.
Like I kind of have my routine kind of set up a little bit better. I have my office set up a little bit better. Still a little bit of a mess, but I have my desk, and like I'm able to just sit and work and focus on just work and get things done. So yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I'm
happy you're back on the beat.
Yeah, man. It's been a while. Like I was really good for a good time, and then just
and I think it's important that, because that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
we talk about seasons, and life is never going to be perfect for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to be fluid and not give yourself too much shit for, all right, there's going to be chaos for the next couple of weeks. We're going to navigate this, and then we'll be back on the grind.
Yeah, and that takes time. You got to learn to give yourself grace. So I'm happy I'm at that point.
Yep.
So yeah, we got a good topic.
Yep.
You know what I mean, today we're gonna talk about fatherhood.
Yes. Something I've been looking forward to talking about for a long time.
It's my favorite hood. I've been in a couple of different hoods, but this one's my favorite.
Same.
So yeah, man. Like, what do you like? How do you feel about it, man? Like, how you know what? Let's just start here. Like, how has like becoming a father changed your life?
It's changed every aspect of my life. I was not going to have a kid at all. I knew before my wife I wasn't gonna have a kid, and then I didn't think I was gonna get married, but I just saw myself as just a nomad. Just doing my own thing. My wife was the same way. And then we moved to New York, and we're like, we're just gonna be those old New Yorkers that just like spend their money on themselves. That sounds great.
It does. It actually does sound like it sounds awesome.
Carrie got pregnant. Funny how that works.
Yeah, right. It just happens.
And then I immediately just started thinking about things I'd never thought about before, like the future.
Yeah. Like the present is like, okay, now there's more. Like, yeah.
And my dad passed away when I was 18, so I kind of I've always looked at certain people in my life as like mentor figures, like father figures. I found a couple in my life after my dad passed away that helped me out. And I asked them a lot of questions, actually, because my dad wasn't around. And that's the weird thing about not having, and I know you deal with the same thing, not having a father around. Like someone who does have a father around can kind of ask their father, like, how'd you do this, or how'd you handle that, or how'd you navigate this situation, and get advice, where kind of didn't have that advice. So just it changed everything about my life. I'm going on a tangent, but
you're good.
Changed every aspect of my life for the better. Yeah. But it was very challenging at first. I think women are, right when they get pregnant, that motherhood just kind of kicks in.
Like instantly. They're like in mother mode. They're nesting, and they could see the nursery and how they want it to look, and
I would be lying if I said that's the way it went for me.
No, it absolutely did not go that way for me at all. Yeah. Like for me, it was just like, all right, in 9 months.
Yeah.
In 9 months, I will be a father and things will change.
Yeah.
What do I need to do? Like, I tried to pretend to prepare for it, but it was still like the same, right? You just go to work.
Yep.
And like you just have to, like the mother is like getting bigger, and she's changing every week, and like she's like looking at different fruits and vegetables. Today the baby's the size of
a cantaloupe?
a whole cantaloupe, guys?
No way. I hope my wife doesn't watch this. Baby, I love you. Really?
Sorry, they try to show you the app.
You don't say.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. We're not the only two who feel this way, okay? Yeah, but like, you're like trying to be.
In my mind, I'm like, how am I going to... I could barely afford myself. How am I going to afford another human being?
I could barely afford a cantaloupe. This cantaloupe is going to turn into something else.
Yep.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
And for me, it was like, I left coaching and bartending. And in New York, these are like, I was making six figures just bartending, and then I
Wow.
coached for fun. It was a very fun life.
Yeah.
Free, very free life. So I left that, and then I was like, I guess I got to get a job. So I went into corporate America,
Oh, you need
cut
health
my pay in
insurance,
half.
right? Yeah, you need health insurance
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I hated every aspect of it, but just did what I thought I needed to do to be a father. And then what I realized once my child was born, and even after the first year, is that's not what you need to do. It's being present. Just being present is the number one thing. But you don't have to turn into what a father looks like on TV.
Yeah.
You know,
There's no set rule for it. Like you kind of just have to figure it out for yourself, and like it's kind of based on what you have going on, right? Now, here's a question. Like I think this is something that I want to say struggle with, because I don't think it's a struggle, but it's something that I felt like, excuse me, like the fact that your father passed while you were pretty young. Mine was much younger, right? Do you feel like that makes you like go out of your way to spend time with your kid, like almost as if like time is going to run out, like you're aware that at some point time is going to run out, and like you have to give your son everything that you can as soon as possible?
Yeah. So when I'm not at work, I'm with my kid.
Yeah.
And everyone knows it. Like, they don't invite me out anymore. They know where I am. I'm at a park. I do two things. I work, and then I hang out with my kid. This is this chapter of my life. And I had to become completely okay with that. Like, this is just this chapter, and this is what I want to do. And I do think a lot of that stems from, like, I don't want to fuck this up. Like I was really fucked up from like my dad passing away and just all this stuff. So it was like, I think there is some overcompensating in a sense and it has to stem from that,
Yeah. See, like I'm very like I've gone through the same thing, and I still go through the same thing. I'm like, okay, like I don't have a lot of memories of my father, right? So basically, when I came to America, like that was the last time like I've had any conversations with my dad. So 7, 8 years old.
Damn.
Right. So
even until he passed, like
like I didn't know my father passed away. I think it was mentioned to me when I was in like middle school or high school, but like I didn't like believe it. I was like, nah, like so like it was like almost like, nah, whatever, like you don't know what you're talking about. But then like it was after like I became like an adult, like I was like in my early 20s. I was like,
really?
oh, like my dad really is like dead.
Wow.
So yeah. So yeah, but yeah, because of that, like I feel like I'm like, okay, like there's not a lot of time for me to just not spend with him. So yeah.
Do you so I think we're both in the same boat where we didn't have this this grandfather figure person. Do you think it's something that we lack, or we just have books and we have other ways of figuring it out?
I think we're lucky, or I don't know if we're lucky, but like we're just two people who decided to figure it out, right? Like I mean, the examples are out there, but you just kind of have to decide you're going to look for it, or decide that you're going to accept it. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of examples. Like it's not like I didn't have people who raised me. I didn't have male role models. I did, and I feel like now I just appreciate it more, and I seek more information out now, right? Like I'm open to asking more questions and just getting information and knowing that like it could help me in the future.
Yeah.
So
I think that was a good point that I didn't think about. Like, yeah, I didn't have my dad after the age of 18, and a little bit younger than that for a couple reasons. But I had my godfather, which is my uncle, that he's an amazing father figure and role model.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to model after that. So I think you can look for like your muse, all right, like I think that's fatherhood.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely out there, but yeah, just having like, I feel like if my dad was around still, right? Like if Adrian still had my dad as his grandfather, like I don't know, like if the time aspect would have been so sensitive to me, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
That's a good way of looking at it. Like it created the sense of urgency for the most important thing in the world. Like
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, they start young, man. So it's like everything that I'm teaching him now. Like right now, we're working hard on manners, right? And just like instead of just saying, "I want juice," that's how we would ask. We're working on the whole "may I have" and "please" and "thank you." And when we walk into a room, one of the things that's very important is like making sure you say hi to everybody that's in the whole house. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
he's 3.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's how I was raised. Like you have to go say hi to everybody, or you get in trouble.
Yeah,
and then, when we're leaving, say bye to everybody, and and it's awesome too because my whole family is like that. So it's easy for him to find like examples.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's awesome. You want to do a little fitness talk?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like let's go ahead and tie fatherhood into fitness. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to do.
No.
But yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I would like to always keep a gym because I always admire the parent kid working out together, or just even seeing your kid learn fitness and figure that whole thing out. And it's like, oh man, I can kind of help here, so I would like to. I would like to, and that if it's something he's not into, that's fine. Well, whatever he's into, I'll be into.
Yeah, for sure.
You like comic books? We gonna figure out these comic books.
Let's read comic books together.
Yeah, so whatever it is, but it would be really cool
if you could get into this.
So I think that'd be so dope. Like one of our members, Jill, she has a son. He's 17. And she was here with him. No, he's like 14. I'm sorry. But she was here with him. And it was his first time bench pressing. And she was teaching him how to bench press.
Okay.
And like it was a mom teaching a son how to bench press. And I thought my brain almost melted, bro. It was like, it was just so beautiful. It was like such a cool thing for a mom to do. And this gym kind of allowed that to happen, which was cool. It's just something that I wanted to do. And I also think that kids do what you do, not what you say. So if we're always around a bunch of people that are into fitness and they're into health, maybe it's something that just rubs off.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've brought Adrian to the gym.
Yeah.
A couple times. I'm sure you've seen him here. Yeah. And I've had times where I think actually next Friday, I have to go take pictures of like a CrossFit competition, and I'm gonna have him with me.
That's awesome. So
I'll bring him with me. But I always enjoyed doing that because, like you said, he's seen people work out, right? But then he also likes to play around with the rings or try to do some pull-ups. And when I work out at home, or there was a good amount of time where I was working out at home, consistently with him there. He would come up and try to lift the bar. So I actually posted a video of him pretty much deadlifting.
That's awesome.
But I'm right behind him lifting it up. So, and last time I went to the gym with him, there was barbells on the floor, and he wants to go pick it up, but before he picks it up, he's like, "I need chalk."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, buddy. So you got some chalk and
Let's go.
Trying to pick up the bar. And yeah, man. So I love setting that example. But the other great thing about fitness is just like, it can help you, be around longer, right?
Yeah.
Like we were just speaking about time. Like it allows you to move longer. It allows you to pick bro, my son is heavy.
Yeah.
Like he's heavy. Like for real. Like as a 3-year-old, like he's fucking heavy.
How much does he weigh?
I don't know. At this point, I refuse. I don't even want to check, right? Because he just keeps growing. But like I'm like, but him being heavy is not even the real issue. It's the fact that he loves being in arm.
Yes.
And like I'm not gonna like shoo him away, So he's always like, "Hey, daddy, upper." I'm like, all right, buddy.
Caden calls it horsey, so he wants to be on your back, but now he wants to be on your neck.
Oh,
so I carry him on my neck a majority of the time.
But like, how old is your son?
4.
Okay, so
bro, he's 42 pounds.
No, I think my son might be around that.
Jesus.
No, like for real, like
he's big, good.
Yeah, no, because like his cousins are 4, and like he's bigger than some of his cousins.
Yeah, he's big then.
Yeah,
good.
But like, the neck thing is weird though, because like you kind of have to, like, you don't want him to fall back, so now your hands are up. I don't like the around the neck thing.
No, I hold the legs.
Well, yeah, because they got the core strength now.
Yeah. I hold the legs, and
he has to hold.
Yeah, he's chilling. Yeah, they get strong, bro. But yeah. So I will beat Caden in anything until he's like 40. So
that's how you feel. I hope he watches this when he turns like 10 and
he's just kicking my ass and everything. No, the other day we went to Planet Obstacle. It was me, my wife, and Caden, and we were bouncing. And it's a bounce place. And we were bouncing, and 90 minutes in, I'm still bouncing, and they're tired. They are tired, like ready to go, tired. And I'm like, I can outplay both my wife and my son
for now.
Yeah, but I hope till the day I die, I have enough life in me that I can play with my kids, grandkids, hopefully great grandkids, and that's it. And that comes from fitness.
100%. Yo, I was just seeing a video. Morgan Freeman is like late 80s.
Yeah, stud. he's one of my favorites.
Like his career didn't start till he was like in his 40s, I think.
I always wondered that because he always looked old.
Yeah, he started old.
Okay.
But yeah, like I just brought that up because like he's still like very like he can move, he could talk.
He's the man.
So
he's the man.
At that age, like that's kind of where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like wheelchair bound, and like I just want to be able to still move around.
But it's crazy. Like we have this weird lens on because these are the people we interact with on a daily basis, but most of America isn't like this. Like obesity is at an all-time high. Chronic diseases are at an all-time high. Like people are dying. Like the average age of death for a male is in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like 74
or
something like that. That's young to me. That is really young to me.
Yeah, it is. Especially now.
Because I know some 74-year-olds that are kicking ass.
They
ain't dying anytime soon. So yeah, man, it's pretty crazy.
And I just want to touch on this too. Right? Like while we here at age 74, it's wild that like retirement age is like what, 65?
Yeah.
Like so you have to like basically like if the expected death
you got 10
like,
years.
Yeah.
9 years.
To enjoy your life.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you work all life long. Well, they prepare you in school to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then you work all your entire life for this retirement.
And then you can barely enjoy it.
You barely enjoy it.
You can't move, nothing. Because, right, anyways. Yeah. I don't want to go too much off topic.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. So, it's mental.
Yeah. Right? Well, Nugget fitness real quick. For me, the nugget would be let your kids see you working out.
Yeah.
Let them see you working out. Don't make it like this separate thing. Like, I know it's good for your mental health. You guys have, get away for a little bit. Yeah, but let them see you doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna inspire them. They'll be proud of you. It's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely be that example. And again, it's not just about, like it helps them out in the future also, right? Because like if you get to the point where you're 50, 60, 70 years old and you're still walking around and you're still mobile, like that could be a lasting impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could be like, yo, I want to make sure I do that. So like that example is needed a lot, and let them know that you prioritize this, like that you always make time for this.
Yep.
Because it's not,
even if it's kind of at the expense of time that would be spent with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is really important because the whole, my sister, it's her whole family first, and then now she hasn't worked out in over a year, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you gotta fill your cup. Like you have to fill your cup first, and then you have enough to fill everyone else's cup. It's really important.
Yeah. You can't be the best version of you if you're only focusing on everybody else.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? And then, when you're the best version of you, then everybody else could get a better version of you.
Absolutely. But it sounds so simple, and it's so hard for people to understand.
Yeah. It's like, it's very easy to push things aside and just like, it's almost like sometimes they use it as an excuse.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh yeah, man, family first. I can't go to the gym. I need the kid. Just, find a way to bring the kid with you or go work out with them. Like when you go to the park, like, bro, make a fun game.
We allow kids here. Like, bring your kid. They're in the stroller. You're good.
Yeah.
You're fine. They'll be okay.
Yeah, and like the cool, like, when people could like help out. Like if the kids start, pushing the stroller, you can push the stroller around. And,
we're good.
And it helps when it comes for them sleeping through noise. Because like they get used to sleeping in the gym.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. When you take them home, they're not going to like wake up when you're trying to watch a movie.
Yep.
So.
All right. Mindset. The mindset of a father, there's a lot there, right? Because you have to be the protector, but you also have to be a nurturer, and you have to be the provider, and you have to be everything.
You gotta be everything, or at least you feel like you feel that way.
But it sometimes these things come at the expense. Everything you do is an exchange
for something else.
So if you say, I have to provide for my family, so I am working 100 hours a week and I'm gonna go on all these business trips, and it's because I have to provide for my family. Maybe you guys could have lived on a little bit less.
Yeah.
And you actually would have got to enjoy time with your family, because your kid is not going to say, man, I really like that present my dad got me 10 years ago. They're going to say, oh, I really like that time I spent at the park with my dad. So I think the ultimate gift that you can give your kids is your time, and presence, and energy, and love. Everything. I'm not saying I get my kids stuff all the time, but it's can't be at the expense of quality time together. What do you think about that?
I would say, like, even if you do have to work a lot, right? Like when the time comes to spend time with your kid, do that.
Yep.
Right, even if it's just 30 minutes, like we're speaking about, like, we prioritize it, like, but I have 50-50 custody of my kids, so like I get weekends to myself. So, but if I have to work often, like even if you're super busy and you're like, yo, I only have 30 minutes, whatever, every 3 days to spend with my kid. Like, spend those 30 minutes with him and make that the best 30 minutes of his day.
Yeah.
I mean, and just fully and go and don't make it about you. Don't just be like, oh, I want to do this. Let's sit and watch football. Like, 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 and things will change with age, but like when they're young, like be a part of their imagination.
Yeah.
Right. Allow them to pretend that something is a fire truck that's not, and just go with it. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
bro,
100%.
Kids are so easy. I find that they're so easy.
Yeah.
Like bro, like you just allow their imagination to be what it needs to be.
You know what's funny about that? It's easy when you are that engaged.
Yeah.
When you're not and your mind is somewhere else, that's when it's hard.
Mhm.
And I've done both. There's been times where I'm like, I have too much work on my mind, and it feels like
It's a burden.
it's a burden.
Yeah.
As opposed to when I am like in there, like being silly and being fun. It's fun,
bro.
It is super fun.
And then you start to realize, like, yo, your kid don't need much.
Yeah.
Like, yo, my son, like, we could play for 30 minutes with a balloon.
Yep.
Like, just space in a balloon, and like we could make different games, and we could pretend, and we could, you know what I mean, like,
Yep.
all types of different things. And then like that game's turned to something else. Next thing you know, the floor is lava, and it's just fun.
That is fun.
So yeah, I would say that about time. But then I wanted to touch on something else, because like, you're like, as a father you feel this and that, but I think we actually kind of opened this conversation with it, like, as men, like, there's no set time of when you're going to feel like a father.
Mhm.
Like, there's no training for it, right? It's just like you go and you're just doing your thing, like, and like the mother has like a good 9 months to feel like a mother. Like they're a mother from, like, it's day one.
Mm-hmm.
For us, like, it takes a while.
Yep.
Right? Like, because it's like you might have a whole bunch of other things, like, again, provider, protector, blah blah blah. All of these things might, like, be more important for you at some point than being a father. And I think a lot of people, feel that way, right? A lot of people are just like, yo, it's my job to put food on the table.
Yep.
Like, your mother, it's her job to take care of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like ever really get into that fatherly role. They're just like a father, but like they're just like expecting the kids to see them, like, set the example. They're not like hands-on.
So I got lucky. I'll call it lucky that my wife went back to school last fall.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I spend as much nights alone with Kaden than she has days with Kaden. Like, because she goes to school at night, so there's a trade-off. And I think that's when, like, yes, fatherhood was always there, but it like ramped up.
Yeah.
At that point, like,
you're like, oh,
you
bath
gotta
time.
feed, bath, put them down, like, but now it's fun. Like, we have fun. It's like, mom's gone, deuces.
We're good. Yeah. The boys are back in town, baby. Yeah. It's
But you probably experience that too, because when you have your son, it's just you guys.
Yeah.
So, and that's cool. Dude, like that's.
But I mean,
really
but like,
cool.
I've been involved from day one, right?
Yeah.
Like, like when we brought him to the house, like, I've always been like, okay, yo, I gotta, because again, like, like, I want to put in as much time as possible. But yeah, and also, like, growing up, I've done a lot of stuff for myself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, I've always known, like, how to cook. Like, I've had to take care of myself in a lot of ways. So, like, when, we separated and it's like, it's just me and Adrian, it's like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. But one of the things that, like, I always, like, push, like, I don't exclude him from a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, if I'm cooking and he's like, yo, what are you making? Yeah, I'm making eggs. Do you want to help?
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, so I involve him in just
And
about
he's probably learning how to do so many
yeah.
different things.
When I'm cleaning, hey, like, you want to learn how to vacuum?
Pick this shit up.
No, like I go as far as like making him clean, like, you know, use the vacuum with me.
I love that.
So yeah, man, it's awesome. But again, like, so I say all that just to say, like, ladies, don't expect your partner to just be in on the same page as you from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And they might never really get to that page, but that's a conversation that needs to be had, and that's something that needs to be understood. Like, you have a head start, like biologically, I think.
I spoke to my wife about this the other day. We just had our 8-year anniversary, and there's been so many versions of our lives. From like when she first met me, I was, you know,
the fact that you spoke about a few episodes
that
ago,
was no,
you wasn't that bad.
No, because I had already moved to New York. I had gone to therapy. I'd like no that was like light years ago. But that guy,
okay,
but not the best.
Yeah,
you know,
you were like the caterpillar that's you was in the cocoon.
Yeah, but I was like sleeping in the gym. You know, like you know, I had 2 nickels. And that's it. So in debt. So that, you know, that was it.
That's awesome though. That's the best foundation, I think.
Yeah, and she, you know, I think she's helped me grow in a lot of different ways, and I've helped her grow in a lot of different ways, and we just keep trading back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, all right, it's your time to shine. All right, it's my time to shine, and we just keep doing this thing, and we've lived so many different versions of our lives in these 8 years, and it's cool to do that with someone.
Yeah.
But not like you said, like life is always about constantly evolving, and you guys aren't going to evolve at the same pace. That's what I was getting to. Like but you have to understand that.
Yeah.
Like this is still your partner, you know, like love is a verb is one of my favorite quotes because, although you might not like this person right now, you can choose to love them.
Give them some time.
Yeah.
Man.
Give them some time. Give them some grace.
I mean, don't try to force stuff on them either, man.
Yeah.
It's not cool. But yeah, just understand that parenthood is tough. It changes a lot. It's a big, big change, but it's easier together.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I do look at some of my divorced friends, and that whole like half thing is pretty dope.
What?
Okay, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Later in their divorce,
yeah.
they both get married. And they're friends.
Yeah.
And then you have these 2 families that are raising these kids. And it's like, all right, we can go on vacation this week, and then you can go on vacation the next week. And it's like, this is a perfect scenario that I'm talking about. But it is dope.
I agree with you.
All right.
I agree with you.
You're like, looking at me crazy.
I'm in the boat. I'm in the boat. There's definitely, you know, a good advantage. Like right now, I think next week or the week after, no, I think it's next week. I don't remember. But like my son's mother is going out of town. And then like 2 weeks after that, I'm going out of town.
You see?
And, you know, like we just, all right, you have him for the whole week.
I ain't going out of town right now, bro. There ain't no going out of town.
Well, you know, yeah. It
So
does change things, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're still on mental.
No, we're moving on to relationships. Okay. I think we like naturally went into relationships.
But like, did we have a nugget? Well, I think that was my nugget. Just like give your partner time to adjust and catch up, because again, ladies, you have a very, very big advantage.
Mine is patience. Don't with when it comes to mental, I think it takes a lot of discipline to be a parent. Yeah. And practice it as much as possible, because we can be very reactive, and your kids will do a lot of things to get on your last nerve, and being reactive rarely works in anyone's favor. So yeah, discipline.
Yeah. Patience, for sure, and perspective.
It's
and
taught
like,
me some patience.
Understanding, dude. Like, oh my god, like I've had to understand certain things. Like, okay, why is this kid acting up? Oh, I get it. We've been out.
Mm-hmm.
He has not had his nap.
Yep.
And I gave him candy.
Yep.
Well, guess whose fault that is? He didn't put this on my schedule. He didn't say, "Hey, Dad, let's go out for 4 hours and skip my nap time." I told him get in the car. So now how could I be mad at him?
100%. And I've done it.
Yeah,
I've done it.
And I'm like, all right, I just have to like suffer through this.
So we gonna get some ice cream, and then I'm paying for it
in multiple ways.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fun.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. It's fun.
See, I'm glad we're here. Yeah. Now, I mean, people needs this. Like it's your fault that your kid is acting up.
Yep.
You know what I mean,
and it's okay.
Yes.
And it's okay.
Just be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Here's the phone. Watch some Coco Melon and be quiet for 30 minutes so I can get home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Community.
Relationships.
Yeah, same thing. It's like community relationship. This is a great topic. I love this.
I love it. Yeah. It's so natural.
We should have been done this. But no, I'm happy we're doing it now.
So relationships, one relationship with your kid, I think always being very honest and always being very transparent and clear with your communication is important, because they're going to take whatever you say like written in stone.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big one. That's a big one with relationships, period. But I think what you have to do what you say, and not only with your kid, but with everyone around you, because they're watching you and they're going to learn integrity from you, and they're going to learn integrity, morals, characters, and integrity. So always doing what you say you're going to do is important. And it's something that, my son's super young, your son's super young, but as they get older, I think they're going to model what we do. So I think it's important.
I feel like people think they could lie to their kids because they think their kids are going to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. Come here. Hey, come here. Okay. Let me tell you something. They ain't forgetting.
Nope.
My son remembers, okay? If I tell him something in the morning, he's going to remember in the afternoon. If I tell him something on Monday, he's going to remember come Saturday.
Yep.
Right? And it just happened recently. I was like, hey, buddy, this weekend we're going to go see your cousins. And guess what? Every day he saw me. Hey, buddy. Hey, Dad. When after I wake up, we're going to go see my cousin?
Yep.
No, not tomorrow. The day after. Okay, Daddy. Okay. They remember. So don't think, he's not going to remember. And then I also feel like after you don't keep your promises for a while, they're just going to stop asking for stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're not coming through. Yep. Right? All right.
All right.
We're back. Sorry.
We are back, baby.
I got cut off. Technical difficulties. But yeah, I made it to the egg hunt. And
was it fun?
Here's the thing because remember, again, I was at work. So the egg hunt originally was supposed to be at 10 or 9:30 or something in the morning, but it was raining. So they pushed it to 3. I get off work at 3. Right? So I basically I set myself up. I went to a coffee shop close to his daycare.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's not gonna take me long to get to the daycare. I got to the daycare 3:03. Bro, all the eggs were gone.
Oh. These kids are savages.
All the eggs were, but he was still in the playground. You know, I still got to talk to him. I still got to take pictures.
You got to see his eggs?
Yeah. Take pictures.
That's all that matters.
And then he was like, all right, Daddy, I'm ready to go home.
What time is he supposed to get out?
I usually don't pick him up till 5:30, 6 o'clock sometimes.
He was
it was like 3:30. He's like, all right, Daddy, I want to take my eggs home. Like, buddy, I'm gonna come back. Like, I wasn't planning on coming back that late. I was just I had to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna leave him.
Oh, I get it. We gonna talk real. So Caden had spring break last week. You know, they offer this thing called camp that although it's spring break, you can take him there. You got to pay, but you can take him to school. He ain't have spring break.
Yo, it's important, man. Like, listen,
you know,
there's things that need to happen. Okay, like going to the grocery store by myself is quick.
Yeah, no, man. It's again like we got things. You know, we got to work. Carrie's got to go to school. He's got to go to school.
But I took him home. I was like, all right, let's just go. Because you're probably going to start crying. And then all the kids are going to start crying. And
yeah, if you show up, there's no way you leave it without
it. Like if it was in the morning, I could get away with it. But then there was also like a whole bunch of people there. Mm-hmm. And there's candy that he knew that they were probably not going to let him eat while he was at daycare. He's like, yo, if I take my candy home,
we can eat it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we went home and ate candy for a little bit. And then we went to the grocery store. That was it. So moral of the story, don't lie to your kids because they remember things.
Yep. And this is okay. So this was a fun fact. So 90% of the time that you spend with your kids happens before the age of 18.
That makes sense.
So when you look at time as linear, no, not as linear, but as cumulative time, 90% of it is spent before the age of 18. And then you see them, it depends if they move or not, you know, if they go away to college and all that stuff, but that's the average. 90%. That's a lot, right? That's depressing. Very fucking depressing.
That. Only up to 18? Remember, we just spoke about like the expected age.
Yeah. No, it's depressing. It's a very depressing statistic.
Damn.
Yeah. So enjoy this shit. And I've never, not one person on this planet, and I've met a lot of older people, has told me it went by slow.
It goes by very fast.
Yeah, so it's like actually listen and try to enjoy this shit. Like fucking just stop the bullshit. Like stop all the excuses, stop the bullshit, stop the run around and just be present and try to enjoy it as much as you can because it's the most important relationship that you'll ever have in your entire life.
Yeah, and again, like we're both telling you it goes by fast and we both heard that it goes by fast. But until you're in there, until you're in the arena, like you have no idea how fast it goes. Mm-hmm. Like it just disappears. Like, you know, your kid goes from like like a cantaloupe.
I don't know if I can look at a cantaloupe the same. That was a cantaloupe ass baby.
That was a great little callback. Yeah, it goes from a cantaloupe to somebody that can like have conversations with you.
Yeah. And if you played your cards right, hopefully be nice to you when you're old.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. I heard somebody say like when your kids are older, they become what you were to them when they needed you or something.
Ooh.
So, I mean, when they need you, you got to be there because then, you know, when you need them, you know, that's how they figure out, you know, that they should be there for you.
I look for those moments. You know, Caden doesn't need me a lot yet. The day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, he hasn't had certain, like, you know, crazy situations happen
like,
just
like
yet.
the moments where he like comes up to you like, hey dad, this happens, like what am I supposed to do?
For this. You know, I can't wait for that.
Bro, how you gonna handle that though? Like I played the scenario in my head multiple times already. Sorry. But yeah, what scenarios do you go through and how you handle yours? Because I know you do the same thing.
Yeah. So hopefully there's not a knock up the girl scenario, right? Like that's a tough one.
That you scared of that one?
You know, Caden's a real good looking kid.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
So it's, yeah, that one's scary because that's life changing, especially if you're young. Like if you're really young, that one's tough. And that one, you know, it's kind of on.
You're like, please don't come with that one.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's that one. I don't have an answer for that one yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
My answer is shit. Oh man. Damn, dude. All right.
How about the fight? Like if he gets into a fight with someone.
I think a fight is okay. I just like bullying is what I have an issue with. Like him
Absolutely.
bullying or him getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my solution for that is like putting him in some kind of martial arts, like 100%. Real early.
I'm waiting. So, probably this fall.
Okay, cool.
This fall, there's a little karate studio right across the street from the house, which would be perfect.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
But yeah, I think if he gets in a fight, that just it is what it is. You got
if he's being bullied.
Now that is an issue. I don't know, right? Like I obviously hope like I would want him to defend himself. Like at the end of the day, like you can judge me if you want, but I'm gonna teach my kid like if somebody put their hands on you, just like hit them back.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I don't care about anything else. Like we'll discuss it later.
Yeah.
But like if somebody puts their hands on you.
I've thought about this one, and I think I'm gonna present the options.
Okay.
Like, okay, so this is what happened, or this is someone who's picking on you. Let's read the situation. Like maybe this person is going through something at home. Maybe they're acting out because of some reason. But they still put their hands on you.
Yeah.
So I will not be upset if you have to defend yourself.
Okay.
But I want you to take that very seriously. That's a choice that you would be making.
Yeah.
And like kind of leave it in their court. But just let them know that it is okay. If that, I've thought about that one actually hard.
I can see that. Yeah, no. We'll talk. We'll discuss it later. Like like you do your thing, and then I'll come to the school and I can have a conversation with the parents, and then if there's something going on at home, they can handle that.
I'm gonna whoop that parent's ass.
We'll have an adult conversation, and then they can handle what they got to handle at home.
Yeah,
because I'm not I understand it. That's cool. But my son's not he's not the stress relief ball.
Nope. No,
so,
sir.
Yeah, that's it.
I got one more thing, and it's on subject but off subject.
Okay.
I'm also looking forward to being the really fit dad in school.
Already know. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Show up to a kid's party.
You're like, yo.
I'm here.
I feel like I'm already that though.
No, yeah. No, we haven't had a lot of kids' parties yet.
Oh, yeah, you haven't been there yet. Oh, yeah, no. Oh my God. Yeah, no. We're kids' parties, like even stuff at daycare. Just
Good.
Yeah,
We're good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect. Yeah, I love that. You know what I mean, I've been trying to change my wardrobe a little bit.
Yeah.
Show a little thigh.
You do got some big ass quads, bro.
Show a little thigh. A thigh. Thigh mean?
Oh man,
your boy got flavor. You get it?
Yeah. Thigh mean. I like it.
Hey, what are we talking?
I think that was it.
All right, I think that's it, man. I think that was awesome. I enjoyed it.
my favorite episode yet.
Hey man, let's keep it coming. We gotta get some more guests on this episode. We still need to get a therapist in here.
I want a therapist and I want a finance person.
Yes, we spoke about the finance person before the therapist.
I'm gonna message him now.
Oh, you have a finance person? Yeah, because we were supposed to have the finance person before. I think, or we spoke about it.
I think I could have a therapist on. Actually, yeah, I'll have a therapist on very, very soon. It's actually Carrie's professor, and he's like the head of I don't know, like minorities. It's like he's like a big deal for like advocating for minorities in therapy.
Okay.
So I think that's gonna be the perfect person to have on. And he's like, professor.
All right.
That's gonna be a cool one.
That we're gonna have to have questions. People send questions. What do you want us to ask? Like,
because Carrie already asked him if he'd be interested in doing something because we were gonna do something with the homeless shelter around here in Sanford.
Okay.
And he was asking questions about that, so I think he'd be down.
All right, let's do it. I want to do something with the homeless shelter too.
Yeah. So yes, that's Colin. Colin's setting. Colin's kicking ass, but he's setting the whole thing up. We're gonna do a workout and like a talk.
Okay.
And then
at the shelter.
And then I think we're gonna cook for them or something like that.
Okay. Pass out some burgers and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. Put me in. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure. I was automatically assuming you were coming.
Well, but you don't be telling me stuff. You just be telling me stuff after. You're like, yo, man, I went to this event and I had to give a speech. I'm like, oh, congratulations. Thanks for telling me a week after, cuz like I was just sitting around watching cartoons.
No.
Yeah, man.
All right. We're gonna do it. We'll do it.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
We're up out of here.
That was fun.
It was. All right, man. We will see you guys. I don't know if next week or the week after, but we'll see you at the next episode. How about that? We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this conversation.
Pow.
Peace.